So, Connie, what would you say is the difference between good instructional design and great instructional design?
Well, it's not that hard to come up with good instructional design. I mean, it's a difficult job. I'm not saying it's easy.
Sure.
That's probably why we all love it so much.
Hmm.
But great instructional design is going to really understand the audience and meet their needs while at the same time meeting the needs of the organization. And that also involves the realization that one learning intervention is rarely enough to build long-term skills. So great instructional design is going to extend over time, perhaps using spaced learning to come back and then come back again to the subject or to improving performance. I also think great instruction design almost always has to include several rounds of feedback from sample audience members. So we really know that our instructions are clear, our explanations are good, that the scenarios are realistic, because often subject matter experts may not know what the frontline people are really experiencing. So those are some of the things I would equate with great instructional design. And what about you?
Well, I'm a big proponent of blended learning, which is a combination of using asynchronous components with synchronous components in a certain way. And I think that good instructional design is the ability to do that and transform certain, say, face-to-face things into asynchronous units and vice versa. But for me, great instructional design is when it becomes a bit of more like alchemy, where when you can create the right sequence of asynchronous and synchronous that work off each other, you then have the ability to create something that's even more powerful than a face-to-face course or an online course. This blended course now becomes something that transcends place and time. It prepares people for the next piece that's coming. It extends conversations. When you could do that asynchronously and synchronously, that's beautiful to me. And I think that is and like music, there's many different combinations of those notes. So if you're good at instructional design and you're really in sync with the instructor and what the class is about, you could put those units together in such a way that it creates a learning environment that's really awesome. And to me, that's great instructional design.
It sounds like instructional design magic.
Right, exactly. And that's why I like doing this. If I'm just going to build courses, I mean, that's fine. But if you could make magic and make the best learning environments possible, that sounds like it's a pretty awesome way to make a living. So that's why we're here, I guess.
I guess so.